And I actually put this up on my Instagram, I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, when I noticed it, that the box art also glows in the dark, which is so cool. What's up, Multiverse? Dr. Dave here, and welcome to the Geek Lounge. I hope you guys all had an awesome weekend. A happy Monday to you all as well. As happy as Monday can be. I don't know if it's a particularly happy day, but I hope it's been a happy and good one for you guys. Nonetheless, we are back here with another mail call, another unboxing for things pre-Christmas, post-Christmas, New Year's, pre-orders, sales, yada yada yada, the whole shebang. So you know what, let's not waste any other time. Let's get into it. And first up, guys, we have some of the newly released Monsters Inc. figures here. We have Boo, Sully, Celia, and Mike Wazowski. That's actually a pretty awful impression. Very cool. I was very happy, especially to get like the Mike Wazowski, because like that kind of original one, very expensive. Some of the Sully ones, because they've done a whole bunch of him now, are pretty expensive. I think, actually, off the top of my head, yeah, the original kind of Boo in this kind of Halloween, well, Halloween, it's not a Halloween costume, is it? It's the costume she wears to be disguised as a monster. I think the original one of this, the OG one, was also very expensive. So I was quite happy they kind of released this new set. You know, Monsters Inc. I'd probably say Wall-E and Up are my two favourite Pixar movies, but then Monsters Inc. is probably a close second, maybe with Toy Story 3 as well. Not too sure. You know, there's still quite a few I actually haven't watched, especially the kind of more recent ones in the last kind of 5 or 6 years or so. Pretty behind actually on Pixar. I don't know why I turned Boo that way. There is one other figure in this range. Let me show you off to him, guys, there. The Yeti with the snow cones. I hope you guys can see that there. I have actually ordered him. He just hasn't turned up yet. Well, actually, you know what? I think he came out, because all of these were from FunkoEurope.com, and I actually think he was released later than the rest of these. I think, off the top of my head. So I probably will actually get him next week. I say that of the full set because just as you realise, there's a pretty big bend there, if you guys can see that. It's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, the Sully and the Yeti also. Sully also comes as a flocked variant, and the Yeti actually comes as a scented variant. I can't really recall who they're exclusive to, though, here in the UK. I think the Yeti maybe is Amazon. I can't entirely remember, but yeah, guys, let's now take a closer look at each of these figures. And first up, guys, we have the adorable Boo here in a monster's costume. I mentioned Halloween. I don't know why I said that, of course. This is the costume she's wearing to fool everyone into thinking that she is a monster, because she's kind of gone over into their kind of land. You know, just very cool. You know, she looks very cute there, kind of in the sort of mouthpiece of the monster as we're kind of going around. We'll obviously look at the front in a little bit more detail. I wish I did have the OG figure. Like I said, it's very expensive. I want to say upwards of £200-300 now, at least in terms of the TBD value. As we kind of swing around, it's got some nice details there on the kind of tentacles, the almost suction cups. I'm sure there's a more kind of technical scientific word there for those. You know, some detail there on kind of the hair. Obviously the back bit, I guess, is that like where it's supposed to be zipped up or taped up or whatever. I'm not entirely too sure. Those hair pieces there, is that like a mop? I can't really remember what the outfit's kind of made out of. It has been a while since I've seen the movie, but as we come round to the front there, very cute face, kind of the pink rosy red sort of cheeks, the teeth kind of poking through. You can very much tell it's Boo. The eyes there on the top. Very cool figure. Like I said, I love Monsters Inc. It probably is right up there. It's definitely within my top 5, absolutely no question about it, in terms of Pixar movies. But very happy to get this one. Let's now check out Sully. Here is the big blue beast, guys, and this is almost a 6-inch figure. I actually did stand it up next to my 6-inch Gorilla Grodd on the shelf, and he's only not even an inch smaller because of the hat and the horns, but not classed as a 6-inch though. But this is very cool. This is, of course, when they first, you know, kind of discover that Boo has followed them into the, is it like Monsterland or Monster? You know, I say I'm a fan of the show and a fan of the movie, and then I can't even really remember entirely what it was. But she comes in and they're kind of really scared because, you know, if you kind of get caught, it's a bit like the foreign. Oh God, that word, contaminant. You know what I mean, from Wall-E. I showed it off in the last video where Mo is kind of cleaning up Wall-E's mess. It's the kind of the same here. that if you get touched by a human, you kind of go into quarantine and whatever. But yeah, so that's kind of why he's got that colander there on his head, the kind of trash can bin lid there as a shield, the worried look on the face. I love how they've kind of done the mouth and the tongue there. That's very kind of different, especially for Funko. Like I said, there is a flocked version of this as well. That would have been really cool to get, though I'm not too sure who that was exclusive to here in the UK. I'll maybe do some research and check. I'm not even too sure who it was exclusive to in the US either, to be perfectly honest. But this is very, very cool. Really happy to get this figure and add it to the collection. And we'll go with Mike Wazowski next, guys, just because it is the same kind of scene where he is there with Sully, very worried about Boo kind of touching him. He's kind of got the oven mitts there, kind of a spray can of, pest spray or whatever, kind of a snorkel there. He's got the, I guess it's again like another kind of colander, but a kind of smaller one on his head as we're kind of going around. Flip-flops, well, they're not really flip-flops, flippers for scuba diving there as well, just to really kind of protect them, because they really don't know what happens to you when you get caught by a human, or touched, I should say, by a human. You're going to get quarantined, these people come after you. It's not very nice. We kind of see what happens to it is the Yeti, right? I wonder if that Yeti figure will have the sock on his back. That would be pretty cool. As we swing back around to the front, his big one eye, the kind of worried look in the mouth, it's just some really, really cool, nice detail to this figure. Like I said, the Mike Wazowski OG figure, also very expensive. Well, I keep saying that most of the OG figures in the Monsters Inc. line are all very expensive to get now. I'll look at trying to get them one day, because I do really love the film, like I said. But yeah, so happy to have at least got this Mike Wazowski. And lastly, guys, we have Celia. There is the Yeti, as I mentioned, of course. We'll take a look at him when he does eventually come in. But this is very cool. I thought it was one of those bases that you kind of put it on like a Lego stud almost, but it is actually a connected base from the back. The snake hair there is very, very cool. I kind of thought, they all look very happy. Could we have had them looking angry? But I think they always reflect like Celia's own mood, right? And because she's kind of got a smile there, I guess the snakes are happy too. As we're kind of going around, she's got the tentacle-like feet, if tentacles is necessarily the right word. I love the kind of spiral there in the hair. That's very, very cool. I don't know what that is underneath, if you guys can make that out. It kind of almost looks like a shell there underneath her hair. But yeah, let's kind of swing back around to the front, because that's where most of the detail is. I love the hair, really, how they've done that whole mold. Like I said, as it comes into the snakes, we've got a couple there poking out their tongues, but they all look very happy, because Celia, well, does she look happy? It's kind of more like a smirk, if you ask me, and she's kind of got the arms around the hips there, as if she's kind of, a bit like, hey, what the hell's going on here? But still a very, very cool figure. I love the kind of eyelash that kind of pokes up, goes quite high there on the figure as well. That's quite a nice detail. But yeah, this one's very, very cool. The kind of rattlesnake tails coming down there to make the kind of two, I was going to say like plaits, I don't know if that's the right word. Again, I don't know why I always try and get into these hair descriptions when I literally have no hair on my head. But yeah, guys, very, very cool figure. Really happy to have got the majority. Will I try and go for the scented Yeti and the flocked Sully? Maybe, we'll see. Next up, guys, I actually wanted to show this off because it's really, really cool, though I have had it for about 3 or 4 weeks now. It is the Pop in a Box exclusive Mayhem, which is, of course, April Parker. And the reason I wanted to show it off, guys, is, well, firstly, it glows in the dark, and I'm pretty sure when this first released as a Pop in a Box exclusive, there wasn't a glow-in-the-dark variant, so I thought that was pretty interesting. This did drop on Black Friday, actually. It wasn't like a sale, but it was something they released. It was like an hour before the Carbon Ellie exclusive kind of came out. But one of the things I noticed, and I actually put this up on my Instagram, I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when I noticed it, that the box art also glows in the dark, which is so, so cool. I'll show you guys that in a second, but let's take a closer look at this figure first of all. And there she is, guys. That is very cool. I use this word a lot, menacing, but it's the best way to describe this figure. I have to be honest, I don't really know too much about Mayhem or April Parker. I've got a ton of the Venom books and Spider-Man books in my collection that you guys never see. The Marvel stuff's always off to my left. I just have never really got round to doing it. April Parker, I think, is she a relative? She may even be the daughter of Peter Parker, to be perfectly honest. And obviously, yeah, she gets some kind of symbiote outfit here. But look at the back, guys. That kind of looks like it's just like black fire almost, essentially. Pretty crazy. Some nice blue detail there as well. Some of the symbiote. You know, we see this a lot in these symbiote figures. You know, the kind of black ooze coming out. But it's very, very cool. She's obviously quite dainty, if that's the right word, in terms of the body, with a very big head. So that's why we've kind of got the base as well. But yeah, guys, this figure does also glow in the dark, which is uber cool. And after that, I'm going to show you the box art that glows in the dark, which is arguably even cooler. Did I say cooler? I meant cooler. I know it's pretty cold here in the UK at the moment, but I definitely meant cooler. Or are they actually the same word? You know what? Just let's get to the glow. As I mentioned, guys, I did show this glow off on Instagram if you are following us over there. I've had it on there for quite a long time now because I did a few tests and it didn't really seem to be as glowing as well as it did when I did it on Instagram. I think I may need to replace the batteries in my black light. Like I said, I've had it on there for a long time now, and boom, that is very, very cool. That kind of, is there two different colours on the eyes, or is my eyes deceiving me there? I think they are actually. But yeah, very, very cool, guys. But as I said, it's not just the pop that glows, because the box art also glows as well, guys. Check that out. It actually kind of glows better, to be honest. And just so you guys know, this is actually all the way round. This kind of glows. I don't know if the glow paint kind of works better on materials. Look at that. That's just crazy. This now over here on the back, where you can see the other figures as well, they don't glow. It is just, of course, the mayhem there. Even the tiny little bit there down the bottom even glows. I should push that back a bit. Look at that. And last but not least, it even glows there on the top. That's just so cool. And it really does beg the question, right? If any pop begged the question, should we display in box or out of box? This really is one of them. Next up, guys, we have another one of the mini puffs. I actually picked this up from Tesco's. It is the Zapped mini puff. Sorry, I just actually saw it was a little bit dusty there. There you go. It was the last one they had on the shelf, so I was pretty happy to get it. I think it was exclusive to Tesco's over here in the UK. And yeah, guys, I still haven't seen the movie. I actually think it's coming to like rental or whatever very, very soon. So I'll be sure to check it out. I really want to. As I said, all my friends have highly recommended it. I love these mini puff figures. I think they're so cute and like just funny and really entertaining. So, you know, I have been collecting them. Let's now take a closer look at the Zapped one. And there he is, guys, kind of putting those two wires together. It kind of looks like a flame rather than like a spark. I mean, it's called Zapped, but I guess it has caused a fire, right? After the zapping, he's kind of got that, oh no, look going on. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that as well. He is toasting a bit there on his belly, probably because of the fire caused by the wiring. As we go around, same with all the other mini puffs, unless there is going to be one that has some sort of detail on his back. They are all the same. It's pretty much very white. So swing back round to the front. I mean, I've already really kind of talked about it though. Two wires there, a red and a black crossing, causing a fire, toasty chest, kind of like, oh no, look on the mini puff there. Very, very cool, and happy to add that to the collection. And just, I think, just a few more now to go. And next up, guys, we have one of the Emerald City Comic Con releases. It is the Kyle as Tooth Decay from South Park. It is the shared full exclusive sticker. You know, the weird thing about this figure is it was not announced to be coming to any retailers here in the UK, which I found rather bizarre, because most of the South Park figures, especially when they've been exclusives, they've had a retailer over here. So I don't know what happened with this Tooth Decay Kyle. I was kind of losing my words a bit there. I don't know if it's got something to do with the, you know, Paramount, because we haven't received any of the latest episodes over here in the UK. You know, what happened after the pandemic, I forget the name of the episode, so I haven't actually seen any of the new things because they're exclusive. Is it Paramount Plus? I think we don't have that over here in the UK. I was hoping they would come to Comedy Central soon, so I actually haven't even seen these episodes. But yeah, guys, this is the Kyle as Tooth Decay. I'm just going to pop it out of the protector here so I can kind of show you guys. I actually haven't seen what's on the back. Okay, that's interesting as well. So there's a slightly closer look. Obviously, I'm going to take him out of the box anyway. And there are the figures on the back. That's actually from the newest wave of figures, which actually haven't even been released yet. I think they're all from the Stick of Truth, right? They might come from some of the Lord of the Rings, or that Lord of the Rings kind of piss take they did, that episode that had a really, really long name, but it is Grand Wizard Cartman High Elf King Kyle. Because it's High Elf King Kyle, I think that means it's from the Stick of Truth, right? Because I actually think he was a different character in the Lord of the Rings episode, the Paladin Butters, and Ranger Stan Marshwalker there. It will all go with the Princess Kenny figure as well, so I'm pretty happy that these all came out. I actually did a Most Wanted South Park video back in 2020, I think it was. There's a link to it right there. It's actually one of the most popular videos we've actually got on the channel. And these were part of the kind of figures that I wanted to see. I can't really remember where they placed. So I'm really glad they brought these out. But you know what? Let's now take a closer look at Tooth Decay Kyle. Tooth Decay Kyle. I really struggled to say that. And there he is, guys. This is actually from a very funny episode. It's the what was it? Was it like called Pudding or something? Royal Pudding, where it's kind of almost like the piss take of the royal wedding that we had here in the UK. It would have been for Kate and William, actually. I was about to say Harry and Meghan, but no, this was way before. This was definitely Kate and William. And they kind of did the piss take with a Canadian royal wedding where arms get pulled off and dipped in pudding and all the normal crazy stuff that you get with a South Park figure. But yeah, with Kyle here, he actually had to replace his brother Ike. Ike is, of course, a Canadian, if you know the show, and I think he went off to see the wedding or whatever. So Kyle actually had to replace Ike as this kind of tooth decay villain in a play that Ike's class were doing. And as you can see there, we've now kind of come back round to the front. He's not very happy. I mean, there's not really like a huge amount of detail going. He's just kind of got that almost kind of cheap looking tooth decay sign with these spikes coming out. Obviously not a very happy looking face, because he's certainly not happy to be there. That kind of helmet as well going around. Yeah, not too much detail going on. A very funny figure. I was kind of surprised. I kind of felt there's so much more they could have done, so I was really surprised to see a tooth decay car. I have to say that slowly because I kind of struggle with it for some reason. Maybe I'm just a little bit dehydrated. But yeah, I'm happy to add any South Park figure to the collection because I am a huge fan, and I think I'm literally only missing a couple from what's already been released, and then we'll of course be grabbing the rest of those releases as well as PC Principal and the South Park Elementary, because that thing looks absolutely sick. And I didn't actually mention, guys, that Tooth Decay Kyle came from Double Boxed Toys, was part of that 30% sale I'd mentioned in the previous video. They did like a 30%, I think it was Boxing Day sale for everything that I believe was in stock, so I picked up that Tooth Decay Kyle. Still really struggle with that, as well as a whole bunch of other things, including this next, well, final figure, as I should say. It is actually a Pop Town. It is the Michael Myers with Myers House Spirit exclusive. And we'll look at the Myers house first, guys. There it has a nice Strode Realty sign there. No trespassing, number 1520. I must be honest, I haven't seen the first Halloween film, which I believe this is based on, for a long time. I haven't seen the kind of more recent one as well. I heard the reviews weren't really too flattering, but I'll probably get round to watching it eventually at some point. I think they basically disregarded everything from number 3 now. But yeah, guys, this Myers house, it's pretty cool, actually. The detail there on a lot of the tiling. It's kind of like one of those wooden houses. We don't really have wooden houses over here in the UK very much. But as we're going around, you kind of get some of the garden there as well, where we're at the back, sort of back of the house there. That would kind of lead out to the garden, I guess, as we're kind of coming back round. Some more of the windows, all kind of blacked out and stuff, making it kind of eerie. And then as we do get back round to the front, I already mentioned it there, I think it's Strode Realty. Isn't it? Like, because the house, I guess, is being sold. Number 1520, and that no trespassing sign, as I mentioned, in the bushes there on that patio, kind of gives it a very dark, eerie kind of feeling. A very, very cool kind of house, or pop down, right? To go with the figure. And speaking of the figure, there he is, guys. It's kind of like a new variant. I do actually have the OG Michael Myers. It's kind of buried away in my wardrobe at the moment, where lots of things are kind of getting buried away because we have space issues, but very, very kind of eerie looking figure here in kind of a blue jumpsuit, as we are kind of going around the kind of slick back hair behind the mask. Not really too much detail there on the back. It is, like I said, a blue jumpsuit. We've got some swirls and whatnot in his hair, but let's swing back round to the front where we have most of the detail. Well, I say most of the detail because it's not a hugely detailed figure, but it's still got some nice little things there. That blood splatter on the face looks really, really cool. I love how the eyes are, because you know, it's not like one of those, it is a mask, right? And it's not like it completely swallows up his eyelids, so there is a little bit of kind of skin seen, but you know, behind the mask, kind of, you know what I mean. It's not fully covering the eyes. The knife there kind of held up to the chest with the blood splatter on it, blood splatter on his chest actually as well, kind of over the pocket area. Just very, very cool, very, very eerie. You know, I have got a bit of a I was about to say a Halloween collection. I meant to say a horror collection kind of going on, and this will add very, very nicely to it. And that is going to do it for today's video, guys. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend with me here on the Geek Lounge. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If so, be sure to give it a like. Drop some comments below. What did you guys enjoy most with what I picked up today? And what have you guys picked up recently too, whether it be in the mail or a pop hunt? As always, be sure to subscribe and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any future content. Guys, again, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds.